on Q2, the stage is set, almost.
Honestly, if you drove by here 2 weeks ago, it looks completely different than it does today.
Standing tall and proud, the grandstands return to Metro Park for the first time in 5 years. We'll take you there. Plus, staring into the face of evil.
Some law enforcement right now, there's an active shooter zone. Everybody shot up here.
The Coeur d'Alene community coming to grips with the tragedy that took the lives of 2 firefighters. And working overtime.
The vice president votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
The Senate holds a marathon session as the big beautiful bill is now headed back to the House. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Andrea Lutz. The construction dust is starting to settle at Metro Park. Crews are nearing the finish line on a brand new $2.5 million outdoor arena. Tonight, we're bringing you a front row look at what's taking shape. MTN's Marcus Kakova heads out to the dirt to dig up the details.
Like something out of a movie.
It's like Field of Dreams. There's nothing here but dirt, and then you come back and bang!
Yep.
Rodeo arena.
And in a way, that's exactly what happened. What used to be just dirt is now a $2.5 million outdoor rodeo arena at Metro Park. And the change, it happened fast.
The actual arena hardware itself, the panels, the chutes, the pens for the stock, that is all complete.
Honestly, if you drove by here 2 weeks ago, it looks completely different than it does today.
Stony Fields, he's the general manager here, has been watching it all take shape.
My personal experience is a summertime rodeo inside of a building just doesn't make sense.
For him, this project isn't just a facelift, it's a homecoming.
It's something that brings rodeo back to Billings. Billings was a rodeo town, and it seems like in the last couple of decades that's all sort of fallen apart, and that's what we want to do. We want to bring back that Western lifestyle.
To do that, he's partnered with David Allen, general manager of Nile, which will host the first event at the new facility.
Our goal here is to put on a summer rodeo, which hasn't occurred in Billings outdoors in, I don't know, I think it's been 7 or 8 years.
There's already a rodeo space in town. Metro Park knows that. But here's the surprise. This one's not stepping on toes. It's getting blessings.
I reached out to Bobby Miller with the Horse Palace and said, we're going to be in competition with you. I want to make sure that it's something that's workable. And his first thing was, you got to build it. There's a need for this space.
As for David, the finish line reached in about 2 weeks is just the beginning. And he's got big dreams for that first victory lap.
Our family is related through marriage to Lisa Lockhart. I'm just envisioning she's going to turn her third barrel right there and set an arena record for us.
Marcus Kakova, MTN News.
Tonight, a Billings doctor at the center of a disturbing federal case. He's facing prison time accused of paying for sex with a child. 52-year-old Usman Khan pled guilty to federal prostitution. Investigators say he arranged a sexual encounter with a minor in April of 2023 after connecting with a woman through social media geared toward commercial sex. Prosecutors say the girl was brought to his Billings home where he paid her after a sex act. Khan has not been a direct employee of St. Vincent Healthcare, but did contract work for the hospital. In a statement, hospital leaders called the situation deeply concerning and confirmed he's no longer affiliated with their medical staff. He faces up to 5 years in prison. Tonight, a federal fugitive from Billings is caught in a small-town Montana town. His capture triggered by a wet pair of pants in a sharp-eyed community. The Sweetgrass County Sheriff says Cedric Leby, wanted on a federal warrant, is back in custody. Deputies tracked him to Big Timber after a tip that he was dropped off at the gas station. Then more calls followed, including one about a man drenched from the waist down, roaming downtown. Police moved in and took Leby into custody. He served time for meth trafficking, but it's unclear what prompted this latest warrant. Tonight, we're learning new details about a deadly ambush in Idaho. Police say a 20-year-old set a fire to lure firefighters in, then opened fire from a tree. 2 firefighters were killed, another hurt. Omar Villafranca has the latest tonight from Coeur d'Alene.
This community lost 2 dedicated public servants.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is mourning the loss of 2 firefighters. 52-year-old Battalion Chief John Morrison and 42-year-old Cooney County Fire Chief Frank Harwood.
You see how many people were out. What does that do for you?
It's obviously very very emotional to see the support that we have in our community.
Officials say when Morrison and Harwood arrived on scene to a brush fire Sunday, they asked 20-year-old Wes Rowley to move his vehicle. That's when Rowley opened fire, killing the 2 firefighters and injuring a third, 47-year-old Dave Tisdall.
Some law enforcement right now, there's an active shooter zone. Everybody shot up here.
Hundreds of local, state, and federal officials rushed to the area. After a 6-hour standoff, they found Rowley's body near a shotgun. The sheriff's department shared this recently deleted Instagram post where the suspect appears in camo carrying ammunition. Officials do not know a motive. Nearby resident David Swearitt sheltered in place during the standoff. A fireman later came to his home asking for an American flag.
The look in his eyes was sadness, sorrowful look, a look that would penetrate you.
When he asked you for your flag, did you know?
I knew somebody was dead, yes. Took me to the garage and I gave him 3 flags.
The injured firefighter, David Tisdall, had 2 surgeries. He's stable. The bodies of the 2 firemen who were killed will return home from Spokane, and people are expected to line the streets for their procession. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
As we take a look at our satellite radar mix, this big area of high pressure is not only building in the hot temperatures, but it's also churning up showers and thunderstorms through southwest Montana and across areas of northern Wyoming. You're seeing quite a bit of thunder and lightning along with that. Also, a severe thunderstorm has been developing in areas in around Carter County, right on to the Montana, Dakotas. We're going to see some stronger storms that could produce some hail. But take a look at some of the temperatures across the region for today. Readings are into the 80s, 90s. Only 72 in Dillon, but we had some showers and thunderstorms. 91 in Billings, that's the warmest we've been so far this year. 95 in Miles City and Sheridan last check. A look at the forecast all the way through your holiday weekend coming up.
Good news for drivers hitting the road this 4th of July weekend. The price of gas hasn't been this cheap since 2021. Prices at the pump are expected to average between $3.10 and $3.15 a gallon. That's down from $3.49 a gallon last year. The cheapest gas in Montana can be found at the Conoco in Glendive at $2.95. According to AAA, a record-setting 61.6 million Americans are expected to travel by car this 4th of July. That's up 2.2% from last year. A dramatic tiebreaker in the Senate as Vice President J.D. Vance cast the deciding vote to push President Trump's tax plan over the finish line. But the fight isn't over. The bill now heads back to the House, where it faces a new round of debate. Erica Brown has the latest from Washington.
Touring an immigration facility in Florida Tuesday, President Trump found out the Senate passed his budget bill.
The big, beautiful bill just passed in the Senate.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Thank you.
The vote was 50-50, forcing Vice President J.D. Vance to cast a tiebreaker.
The Vice President votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
3 Republican senators voted with Democrats against the bill. Susan Collins from Maine, Tom Tillis from North Carolina, and Rand Paul from Kentucky. Lisa Murkowski from Alaska was undecided, but switched to a yes vote Tuesday morning.
They chose to add more pork and subsidies for Alaska to secure that vote.
Murkowski secured help to ease some of her state's burden for SNAP, the food assistance program, as well as tax cuts for Alaskan fishing villages and whaling captains.
Senator Paul said that your vote was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country. That's what Senator Paul said.
I have an obligation to the people of the state of Alaska.
The fight over the president's budget bill now moves back to the House, where changes that were made on the Senate side could threaten its ultimate passage.
We're trying to do the basic math of understanding what the deficit's going to go up. And I've not heard one person irrefutably tell me that they're not going to be higher deficits over the next 5 years.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says he wants a vote Wednesday on the Senate bill, despite concerns from some of his members. The House Rules Committee is already working on the bill, the first step ahead of any possible vote. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Montana Senior Senator Steve Daines applauded the passage of the bill, saying the American people were clear in November that they were ready for change. Today we delivered in our promise to support President Trump's America First agenda. And Montana's freshman Senator Tim Sheehy also saying from securing the border to strengthening our military to preventing the largest tax increase in history while implementing no taxes on tips and overtime, the One Big Beautiful Bill delivers huge wins for working class families. In the era of job hopping and the Great Resignation, millions of Americans have left more than just their old desks behind. Forgotten 401k accounts could be costing workers big thanks to hidden fees. Holly Furfer breaks down what you need to know.
If you have a 401k, you might not realize they carry fees. Nearly half, 41%, of American workers are unaware, according to the U.S. Government Accountability Office. In most cases, they're administrative or service fees for investment management and are relatively low. But leaving behind a 401k from a previous job could mean you're paying an additional fee to maintain it.
If your old employer was paying your retirement account fees for you while you were employed, they might stop when you move on from that job. And that can leave your old retirement account exposed to fees that you might not be aware of at all.
Romy Savova is the CEO of Pension Bee, a retirement consolidation and management platform.
It can really be shrouded in mystery in a way that it doesn't need to be.
A Pension Bee analysis found that a $4.55 monthly fee can add up to nearly $18,000 in lost retirement funds over time. Not only is the monthly fee eating into your principal, but you're also losing the compound growth that would have accumulated on the balance.
Unless you know exactly where to go looking for this information, just because it's disclosed somewhere doesn't mean that you are likely to know it.
A report last year from Vanguard found that nearly half of employees leave money in their old plans when changing jobs. So what should you do? You may be able to roll funds into a new employer-sponsored plan or into an individual retirement account. Although IRAs can have higher investment fees, it's important to know what's in the plan. Another option is to cash out, which is generally not recommended for the hefty tax penalty and losing long-term gains.
While the lure of money today might seem appetizing, you should think about future you.
Holly Furfer, Scripps News Group, Atlanta.